Welcome back to another video. It is Monday afternoon, it's like 4:30. I've just had my nails done. I am now off to meet a friend for some food for her birthday. It's been a good day. It's been a really good day, actually. Really good start to the week. Yesterday was a super long work day and I had a really good training session last night, to be fair. Had a good night's sleep and feeling refreshed, ready to attack the new week. Had my nutrition check-in with my nutrition coach today, my first proper check-in post-comp, and we've kind of come up with the plan of, I've got 2 comps back-to-back coming up, so I've got All England's on the second weekend of May, and then 2.5 weeks later I've got Bench Worlds in Poland. So plan is to basically just get me within a very comfortable cutting range / keep me. So current body weight, I didn't actually weigh myself today. I'm assuming after a couple of days kind of back to my normal eating, which we're keeping my calories reasonably low. Most days I'm going to be on 2,000 calories, and then on my longer training days, which will be my 2 SPD days, a Wednesday and a Sunday, possibly a Saturday as well, depending on what body weight is doing and if I feel like I need the extra fuel on that rest day, will be 2,200 calories, so it's just a little bit more of a carb boost on those days. I think on those calories, to be honest, my body weight is going to very quickly drop to very low 86s / mid 85s anyway. And all we're going to basically aim to do is have me maintaining about 85.5 to 86, probably close to 85.5 into both competitions, because I'll be doing 2 gut cuts pretty close together. And post All England's, it's just going to be a case of absolutely staying dialed in with my nutrition so that my cut for Bench Worlds is as easy and drama-free as possible. Looking at the current schedule for Bench Worlds, my weigh-in time will be 11 in the morning, so not super early, which is great. And it looks like lift-off is actually going to be quite a bit after that. So I don't know exactly yet. Obviously, the schedule's not finalised, so I'm just going to kind of wait and see. But I'm feeling pretty good about everything and about the plan, and I'm quite ready to kind of get back to monitoring everything, monitoring my nutrition. Obviously, I am out for dinner tonight, but we're literally just going to Nando's, and I've tracked everything, so that's not a problem. And I'm sticking to my 2,000 calories today. Did some meal prep yesterday. Going to do a little bit more tomorrow as well. I've got a few things I'm going to prep tonight, and then tomorrow all I have to do is just put them in the oven, get them cooked up in bulk, like some pasta bakes and stuff. And we're on for a winner. Feeling good, excited to kind of keep attacking things, stay on top of things, stay locked in. Not feeling super motivated in terms of my nutrition and stuff right now, and because training at the minute, we're in a very light couple of weeks just to kind of bring back fatigue, mentally give me a little bit of a rest, and also help my hamstring issue heal. I'm kind of just feeling not super motivated, but I think I need this little bit of a break, so then when it gets to pushing, I'll feel more motivated and I'll feel ready and recovered. So yeah, those are my updates. I will obviously check in with you guys tomorrow for my training session. Tomorrow is my secondary bench day, heavy Larsen press, so excited for that. So it is Tuesday evening, it's about 20 to 7. I'm now about to get my secondary bench day done, which is a Larsen press triple into a single 5 kilos heavier. The target RPE for the triple is 6.5. I'm not going to tell you what I'm aiming for. Last week I did 95 and that was a pleasant surprise. I didn't expect to go that heavy. That was for my triple. I've got an ambitious goal for today, but I'm just going to see how I feel warming up. I will obviously let you guys know if I hit my goal at the end. But I'm feeling really good. Actually really excited to train. After my Larsen press single, I've got a set of 6 and RPE 6.5. So I'm just going to go 2.5 above what I did last week. So I think that'll be like 87. And then I've got 3 triples, comp bench, feet down, 3 count pause at 87.5, which is just super sub-max work to work on my positioning and everything. I'm feeling really excited to train, like really, really excited to train. And I'm currently in a really light training block, so it's not like I can use this excitement to like channel it into a heavy session, but I think that's a really good thing. I put a podcast out, I think last week, so at the time of putting this up, it'll be 2 weeks ago, with Alba Bostrom on the art of lifting. It's on my t-shirt, jumper. If you've not listened to it, go listen to it. But one thing we spoke about is why she has a week off after comp. And she really spoke about the mental benefits of having that recovery week. And she basically was saying, you know, if you're not feeling motivated, although you can't rely on motivation year round, because obviously we're not all motivated all the time. Some of us, like, we all go through phases where we do not want to go to the gym. The last thing we want to do is train, but we'll just push through and do it anyway, because that's where the discipline comes in. And she did caveat it and say that, but one thing she said was, you know, if you're never feeling motivated for your heavy, or you're not feeling excited for your heavier lifts, you're not feeling ready to go in and attack your week 4, it probably means you're under-recovered. And that's where having a week off post-comp gives you a week to fully recover post-comp and mentally kind of miss it and like mentally recover. And I think that really resonated with me. And I was like, I think this is where a lot of my problem has come from over the last like year or so of, I mean, the last few months I've definitely been enjoying training a lot more since hiring my coach, but just generally, like, I've not really been excited to push heavy very much at all over the last year, I would say, or like 8 months maybe. And I think a big part of that is that I've not given myself like a mental break. So this 3-week training block is probably the lightest block I've done ever. maybe, in terms of like relative to my strength now. And it's actually exactly what I needed. I'm actually really excited. And then it's going to be straight into prep for All Englands. And then 2 weeks later, I've got Bench Worlds because I have accepted my invite for Bench Worlds that came through on Sunday. I mentioned, I think in the last video, that I got the invite come through. I did decide to agree and to put my name forwards to do it. So I will be competing at Bench Worlds at the end of May as well, which means I'm literally doing full power All Englands the second weekend of May. And then 2.5 weeks later, I will be competing in Poland at Bench Worlds, which is quite cool. I am excited for it. It's just going to be a weird one. I'm hoping I don't put any pressure on myself and I just enjoy it, because I know bench is my lift and I know I can do well on bench. The last comp, the bench only nationals that I did, went terribly wrong on a technicality, but I know myself and I know I won't let that happen again. But I think until I've done it and proved to myself that I can do a bench only meet and execute it well, I'm probably going to put quite a lot of pressure on myself and be quite nervous for it. But I'm intrigued to see how I feel as it gets closer. But also, I can't imagine I'll be vying for a top 3 spot. So a lot of that is literally just going to be a case of just going and enjoying the experience, which actually then puts less pressure on me and hopefully means I enjoy it. Obviously, full power is still like my priority. So All Englands will still be my priority and stuff. But it'll be fun. Kind of just ready to lock in. Feeling locked in, to be fair. Going to get some cardio done tonight as well. Steps have been up today. I'm so desperate to go out on long walks right now the weather's nicer. And like, I did an hour today in the woods with my dog, but my hamstring is definitely not super happy with it. Like, it's better than it was when I was doing long walks, but I can feel that if I were to do another long walk tomorrow, it would not cope very well. And I say long walk, like an hour, I shouldn't be struggling to walk an hour, but there was a point where I couldn't walk for more than 20 minutes without it flaring up. So it's still better than it was, but I'm thinking tomorrow I probably won't have time to do a long walk anyway. My boyfriend usually does a long walk on a Wednesday and a Thursday, to be fair. So I think maybe the next 2 days I just kind of do a shorter walk, like before I go to bed with him, just to get some steps in. It's probably the best bet, because I really need to be on top of this hamstring issue. I do not want this to be causing a problem as we get closer to All Englands. I want my squat to show up. I also actually bought some new rigs. I bought some white rigs that I am going to use for squatting in, obviously. But I'm not going to use them until comp block is here. I tried them on the other day and they are so much stiffer than my black ones. And even when my black ones were brand new, they were not that stiff. So I'm very intrigued to see how my squat feels with those on. I'm hoping, like when I first switched from SBDs to rigs, I had a little bit of an uptick in my squat. I don't think it's because they necessarily do anything, but it's the confidence of feeling that firm, solid material around your knees. Like, they don't actually add anything to your squat, but I'm more confident staying on my quads in the hole and actually letting myself kind of drop a little bit faster in them because I feel like I'm more secure in them versus the soft SBDs. So I'm very excited to see how I feel with these white rigs on, because they are definitely firmer, and I have heard that before. Apparently the white ones and the blue tides ones are like super stiff compared to the other rigs, just because the material obviously is slightly different density and stuff. So I'm really intrigued to see how my squat feels in those, but I am going to save them for that final block, I think, because they are white and I do not want them getting dirty. Even like my wrist wraps that I bought to go with my green singlet that I wore for bench nationals, I'm going to probably wear those for full power as well, but I don't want to train in them because the rust on the bar, which I need to clean, gets on the white, and then the white is already like a little bit stained, and I don't want that. I want everything to be fresh and clean, and they're not. I mean, the wrist wraps are easy enough to clean, but rigs are not. So that is one thing I'm really excited to try though, and I feel like, yeah, we're in a good spot. I'm not going to talk much more. I don't think there's any actual news for you guys. I'm really not doing a lot right now. I'm working a lot, but I've not got like any exciting news, I guess, apart from the fact I'm doing bench worlds, but you know, that's fine. Yeah, nothing else to really go through. We're feeling good. Like, yeah, I'm in a good mood. Work's good, life's good. I'm gonna just try and keep this momentum going forwards. Gonna keep my body weight in check. That is such a big thing I need to focus on right now, because I do kind of feel really slack with it. And this is where having a nutrition coach for accountability is so important for me personally. Like, I know what to do myself, but I need someone watching over me to make sure I do it at this point in time, because if I do not keep my body weight in check going into All Englands, I have 2.5 weeks that I have to cut again for bench worlds. Like, I need to be relatively close to the class. The goal is going to be to sit like 85.5-ish for both of those. So like the second All Englands is done, like obviously on the day, priority is just going to be comp day nutrition. So I'm not going to really worry about sticking to my macros as such, but I need to literally lock back in as soon as that comp is done. Like maybe what, like my coach and I were saying, like maybe one nice meal that night, but like straight back on it, monitor body weight all the way through until bench worlds. and then I can give myself like a few days to like relax a little bit. But the exciting thing is though, by the time May gets here, like that's a whole like 7-8 weeks away, 9 weeks away. I think I'm like 8.5 weeks out. I don't know. I literally have no idea. But once that gets here, my body weight will have been sitting below like 86 for like a good few months. So hopefully that means my setting point, which is kind of what the goal was this year, will be lower. I did originally say about sitting in the class this year, and I've spoken about this in previous videos, but I do think actually that was probably a bit of a silly goal for me. Like I think sitting here is the best weight for my body. But we will obviously see what happens. Anyway, let's stop talking. Let's get bench done.
Okay. I see across the room, X marked on the spot, everybody tryna zoom. This is casual, another night with the wolves, but I should be dealing with them, she's a damn professional. Making plays for, don't need to be told, yeah she knows. Got these fellas down bad and everybody else mad. Adrenaline rushing, even them in the dust, now they converting the stands. The world is in her hands now, she's living in my head rent free, burning through my long-term memory. Everybody racing in a Grand Prix, they know if they don't take a chance now. Finna stay woke, no sleep, running back real slow, was that a wing? She's cold as ice, sugar-coated lies with the honey trap eyes. She's dangerous, she's dancing with intention, she's got everyone's attention. She's dangerous, they wanna get a number on a roulette. Yeah, tryna find an opening, roll the dice, cold sweat running down my neck. She be on the next victim, get caught in a...
Okay, so that session was fine in terms of bench. Did start with me panicking. I was about to set the garage on fire. Lessons as an adult, I think people don't teach you. You're not supposed to have an extension lead, like a long extension lead. If you plug heaters in it, you're supposed to pull the lead loose, otherwise it'll overheat and be a fire hazard. The heater's cut out, and I was like, oh, maybe the extension lead is overloaded. I'll just, unplug them both, plug it back in, like just one of them, fine. No, the extension lead wouldn't work. And then I was like, oh my God, there's so much heat here when I'm like trying to plug stuff in. The extension lead was really hot. And then I unplugged it from the wall, panicking. And then the plug on the wall was also really warm. So I had to ring my parents because that is the type of adult I am, because no one teaches you this stuff, guys. Apparently, if you use an extension lead, you're not supposed to have the lead rolled up, like it has to be fully extended if you're plugging in heaters or anything that requires like a lot of electricity. So there was me panicking that I'd like basically set the house on fire. Well, not the house, the garage, but also the house because, my dog's in the house. I'm going to the gym in a bit. What if everything sets light? Very irrational thoughts. Well, not irrational, except, I dealt with the problem straight away and I've been training and everything's cooled down now, so it's fine. But that's how my session started. Literally after I filmed the clip, I went to start and I was like, oh, the heater's gone off. And then that all unraveled. So mildly stressed out while I was benching, but everything's fine. Everything's cool. Nothing to stress over. Just adult lessons that I'm going to share with you guys in case you didn't know that information. So yeah, basically just not using the electrics in the oven, obviously the light switch, today. And so I also had to bench cold because the heat does not stay in this garage. Within about a minute of the heaters being off, all heat has left the building because we've still not actually installed the thing on the door that we need to do to try and help some of the heat stop escaping. So here's what it is. All fine. All fine. Nothing to stress about. But yeah, no, everything's cooled down now, so I'm not as stressed. It's fine. But in terms of bench, 100 triple was the goal for today. Was like not an easy 6.5, but it was a 6.5. Like I could have gone heavier or done more reps. Like I think it was fine. I don't think the execution or positioning was the best on the triple. As I unracked it, my positioning was a little bit off and I could tell because it didn't pop out of the rack like it does if I've locked my positioning properly. And rather than re-racking it, I decided to just commit to it. I was like, oh, it's only 100, I'll be fine. And I was fine, to be fair. I think not overly happy with the pauses. Same on the single, to be fair. The single, the unrack felt better, but I think I was just a bit nervous to make sure I executed as well as possible. But 105, I think that matches my best ever Larsen single, and that was significantly easier than any time I've done it before. So I'm actually really happy with how that moved. And then the rest of my sets was super light and comfortable. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how bench went, to be fair. Nothing else to really say. I am a little bit out of breath just because I've literally just re-racked filming this. I need to get going to the gym because after the whole like electricity debacle, I'm a bit later than I want to be. But it's fine because I don't stress anymore. I'm not a stressed person anymore. Time is a construct. I'll get there when I get there. I'll get home when I get home. I'll get to bed when I get to bed. Not a problem. But yeah, no, anyway, I'm going to wrap the video up here. Thank you very much if you made it to the end. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you in a few days for hopefully a less chaotic video.
Got these fellas spending all they got left. She be keeping the score like a follow ratio. Got these fellas praying to the Lord for a glimpse of any hope. She bad, she broke, straight unpredictable, straight irresistible. She got me in a slow.